saying they can hear you on commentary. Welcome back, everyone. Slight change in the commentary box for this next match. I've been out of the room a lot, so I haven't seen how the players have been playing to this stage, but Mark Farnsworth versus Clint Jansen promises to be an absolute cracker. Two of the very, very best players on the tour. No surprise to see them both in another semi-final. Ooh. White went dangerously close, screwed it back to the corner pocket, but it's not too bad. And last ball rolling's fallen in, which is always a little frustration for the player sat in his chair. I think they're going to get a chance, and the red falls in. So Mark with the first opportunity in this match. It's a fairly open split. There's no real clusters of balls. White's first shot is probably going to be tricky, depending on which way he wants to go. He's got a very tough yellow along the top rail, or a tough palant possibly, or he's got the long red down past the black, so he's going to go reds. Surprising miss from Mark. That was one he would have expected to make. It wasn't too tricky. Would have wanted easier after the break, but still expected him to make that. So Clint with an opportunity, and if he wants to go reds, he hasn't got an easy opening red. Yellows aren't too bad either, so you can make a case for yellows. It does look like he wants reds. So.
Final in the professional event is Thomas Luton and the women's golfing table 3, please.
Another tricky ball missed. First two shots from either player, both missed pots, but neither of them guaranteed, but both expected. Much easier chance for Mark now. And once he takes this red down the rail, then everything else is fairly routine. Everything's wide open. Just wants to plot his route, figure out which ball he wants to leave till last. I don't think he'll want to leave the red over the bottom left till his last ball, but he may choose to do that and just work his way down the table. Looks like he's finished just lower straight on this red into the left middle, so he may not be able to get down to the bottom part of the table. May need to. It just looks like he can probably just screw straight back a little bit past where he is now, or just roll through between about 3 or 4 inches and play between the gap of the yellow and red, yellow and black. But the positional shot onto the black, it just needs to be careful with it. Be interesting to see which way. I wonder if he would been playing that screw shot like he did. He's opened up the right middle for the black if he chooses to play on it in that pocket, or he can drop it in and maybe take the black to the top right. It's not. That's why I said at the beginning of the visit that it would be interesting to see if he'd leave this ball to last, because it's probably not, out of all of them, wasn't the best ball for the black. He's controlled that really nicely, and the screw shot he played previously has sort of paid dividends by knocking that yellow out of the way and opening the pocket for this black. So after 2 missed pots, 1 from each player, good finish from Mark to get his first frame on the board. Andrew's rejoined me in the commentary box. If you've been watching all morning, he'd have been talking you through the previous games. So you've probably seen how the players have been playing this morning.
Yeah, cheers, Simon. Yeah, Clint came through a convincing winner over Craig in the last match. Craig just wasn't at the races. But Clint has found a bit of form this weekend.
Yeah. I was saying on commentary yesterday that it's been a few tournaments now that he's been sort of out of the deep end of the back end of the events, and he probably feels like he's due. And
that's right.
Here he is in the semi-final, and was it quarter-final yesterday he lost in? So
yeah,
he's knocking on the door again.
Yeah, he's certainly capable of winning any of these tournaments. But,
yeah.
As we know, it's a tough school.
Oh, absolutely.
What about yourself this weekend, Simon?
No, I came this first tournament having made the step up to the professional side of it. I found it tough adjusting in terms of confidence was getting knocked, because you know it's hard to get a good run going because you're playing, right from round 1 you're playing the top players. But found some confidence away from the tour, and first tour I came in with confidence. But unfortunately lost first round in the professional event, and we only got a couple of rounds in the open event, so not a great weekend on the table for me, but enjoyed it nonetheless.
Good shot there, just opened the yellows up himself.
Yeah. So the bottom end of the table is fairly open. It's just the yellows at the top and the black that they're open, but they need to be careful playing on them. Interesting to see how he goes about. I think if he gets good on the yellow below the red, so towards the top end of the table, I think if he gets good on that ball, then it should be okay. But it's when he goes up for that and how he gets on it, I think.
Yeah, ideally he'd like to be just have his white just sort of in line just below the black, wouldn't he? Just so he could roll that into the middle. And
well, I think if he left the yellow over the left middle, so clear this one and the one at the bottom, and then leave the one over the left middle, he could probably just drop through and go above the middle pocket and take it to the top right.
Yeah. That looks a better way. He could even use that red that's just hanging near the top bag if he chooses to land straight on that yellow. Use
to make position onto the black a little bit more a bit easier. Yeah. I think he's going your way then. I think he's going to go, because he's screwed to here. I think he's going to to go past it and play the yellow into the middle.
Yeah, he's forced into that shot now.
Yeah, I think that's what he's played for, because I think if he just dropped, possibly if he might have had a bad angle if he just dropped it in.
Yeah, he's certainly looking very relaxed around the table, Clint.
He's had to run a little bit. He's come up a little bit short there. It's difficult to tell whether he can play this yellow into the left middle without. I think he might have to play it with either a lot of check side or have some sort of cannon to.
I don't know. That's
maybe if he plays it with check side, he could cannon the red below the yellow.
That's right. Yeah. Exactly.
But he's missed the pot. That's a surprise.
But we see it a lot, don't we? When you concentrating on that cannon.
Yeah, which
sorry.
Which he got perfectly. He got the cannon absolutely spot on, but just missed the pot. So easy to do.
Yeah.
How would you see this finish for Mark then? Would you take the red up to the top left now?
Yeah.
And then leave, possibly leave yourself the one on the right hand side above the middle pocket. If you get straight on that, you can just pop that and roll through for the black into the top left maybe.
That's right. Yes.
I think that's how he's going to see it. So probably wants to play on the bottom one now. He may not, though. It depends on the angle he's got here. He might come up. I think he could go either way.
Yeah, just left himself a nice angle just to run this through. Probably take the red over to the right centre.
Yeah, anywhere near straight would be okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't want lots of angle. It would be okay, but he'd have to play a better positional shot onto the last red. So. He may have a fraction. Let's have a look if we can. Well, I was going to say, yeah, camera 2 shows the angle. So he's probably got a little bit too much angle now. If he was straight, he could just roll through for the red into the top right. So slightly trickier positional shot now.
Yeah, I think he's going to have to screw in and out of the cushion now.
That's a fantastic shot. Again, no, he's come up a few rows short. He wanted to be straight on this, so he could just follow through for the black into the top left. Yeah. He may have to come twice across the table now, or possibly play for the black into the top right.
I think he could drag this in with a bit of left-hand side, maybe, and just leave himself a semi-difficult.
He's gonna.
No.
That back end of the finish all stemmed. If he'd had another 2 inches, or even an inch on the one into the right centre, that was a formality. So it just shows you the fine line. If he'd gone a fraction more,
yeah. Oh, he's missed it. Oh,
that's a great shot from him. He's chosen to play the one cushion shot like that, so that he's now got a good ball to get onto the black with. He could have played a plant yellow onto yellow, but the yellow would have been going away, and he would have had a really tough shot to get on the black. So backed himself to make it off one cushion. Great shot.
Yeah, confident strike that. Just about perfect on this.
So another frame with a mistake each. And this time it's Clint that wins the frame. So both frames have had a mistake each from both players, and probably about right that we sit at 1-1. Long way to go yet, though.
Yeah. By this time in the weekend, Simon, as you know, and these players have played a hell of a lot of pool.
Yeah.
Saturday being a very long day, and it's understandable that a few mistakes creep in now and again.
Oh, absolutely. It really is a long weekend for the players that make it deep into the tournament. You know, it's a lot of pool. It's a long day yesterday, and I think that probably had an effect on Mark's performance in the semi-final. I didn't see it, but I heard that he missed a couple, taking nothing away from Jordan, who everyone said played brilliantly.
Crunch there, and no friends.
No, It's a good split as well. I think obviously there's a lot said about Mark's break. It's not quite as good as some of the other guys on the tour, and I know that he works hard on it, and to be honest I think I sort of noticed from the World Championships onwards I think his break's improved a fraction, but he still doesn't seem to get the same sort of explosion that you see from a Craig Marsh or a Jack Whelan or someone like that.
Yeah.
Or even Mark Boyle last night who was employing the cut break, which Clint's also going for. He's getting a really, really big split. You can really see the explosion when he hits it.
Yeah.
And he doesn't quite have that. He'll still feel frustrated that he hasn't made a ball there because he got a great split.
Yeah. And Clint's just one positional shot away from being able to take this finish out.
Yeah, he's got to just drift inside those reds, or to the left-hand side of those two reds in the middle of the table.
He could use that red over the left middle as a sort of guide, a stopper.
Yeah, if he overhits it, absolutely.
Which he has done.
Yeah, that's pretty good. He just needs to roll through a few inches for the yellow next to the black.
Yeah.
And be interesting to see. I guess he's going to play on the black to the right middle, I'd have thought. But he really shouldn't have any problems from here. Okay, he could play for the black into the bottom left, actually.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
If he just leaves himself low on his last yellow, and drifts back up.
It's personal preference. He could leave this high and just stun back one cushion or straight and screw back for the black in the middle, or leave it low and go up for the black in the top left. To be honest, there was no bad angles off that shot.
Yeah.
So he's going to play up now, somewhere near the right middle pocket.
He's just playing a little stun shot, I think. Yeah. Personal preference, that shot. Some people just like to run off the cushion.
Yeah.
Some prefer to get more control from that little stun shot. And a nice straightforward black gives him a 2-1 advantage.
Yep. So we're going to see in a minute this the cut break I mentioned from Clint that was been working well this weekend. Slightly different to previous tournaments where you've seen him going for the power break off the front ball.
Yeah.
I see quite a lot of players sort of adopting this break.
I notice when Mark Boyle uses this break, he plays with a bit of, it's like a sort of screw shot but with check side, so it comes back off the cushion and comes back into the pack, or back into the pack area. Let's just see how Clint plays this. So yeah, Clint came off at a lower angle and he was kicked back into the position where he is now. He's been very fortunate there.
He's had he didn't get any. He didn't really, as I was saying on Mark's break, there was no real explosion of the pack. It wasn't a great break, and he's had a right touch.
Yeah, I think he's total snookered here. I think he's got the cushion in the way. I think they're just having a bit of a laugh about it.
It's incredible. If Mark's total snookered with 15 balls on the table, that's absolutely incredible. Or 14 balls when the black.
Yeah.
They're not calling for the ref. I think he must be able to see this ball, but what's he going to do with it?
Yeah. There's not a lot he can do, really.
I think he would rather be total snookered, actually, so that he could just bump off the middle pocket and try not to disturb anything. Oh, he was.
Yeah.
So he was total snookered. So I was thinking if he wasn't, then he had to hit that firm enough to re-hit a cushion, which would have potentially opened the frame up more for Clint. Which is all Mark could do there was try and not make it too easy a finish for him.
Yeah. And I think Reds look quite good here.
Yeah, I think there's a good chance on Reds. So all the Reds have a pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great chance now.
Yeah, I think he probably wanted to have an extra couple of inches on that previous shot, so he could maybe pop the red and just rest on the yellow, so that he'd leave a better angle now on the red in the middle to go up the table. That's probably why he's choosing to take the one in the middle first. So the previous shot was just an inch or two short.
It's a great shot.
He's played that really well. Again, I think he probably wanted another inch on that one as well. Another inch or two. I think he's fine. It looks like he's got... If we look at... Like he's in the way, but if we look at camera 2, it looks like he is straight enough that he could pop that and screw up the middle of the table. So he obviously doesn't like it, because he's having a look at other options.
Yeah, because if he doesn't quite get hold of it in the way he wants to and screw up between the yellow and red, he'll be screwed into those yellows.
Yeah. Ideally, he wants to screw past those yellows so that he can take the red in the middle, that's the most in the middle of the table, into the right centre. That's what he'd like to do, I think. But I think he's worried if he catches the yellow, he'll have no shot, or a much harder shot.
Yeah, that's why he's taking that option.
So he did want an extra couple of inches just to be a little bit straighter on that shot. So. But he's accepted where it finished, and just one good pop now with position onto the outside red, and should be plain sailing. That's a good pop.
Yeah. Run off the cushion and take the other one in the same pocket, maybe.
Yeah.
And there should be another frame on the board for Clint. Yeah, it's going to take a good performance to stop this guy in this event, because and he's also had the luxury of, he played on the stream in his previous match. He's playing in this match, and if he gets through this, he's going to be on again.
Yeah. So I don't think the stream table will have much effect. Both Mark and Clint have played on the stream. They're two of the most popular guys on tour, and two of the they're at the deep end of the tournament so often that they're so used to the stream table. It's one of the beauties of this cloth is that the difference in table to table is you can't. It's the same.
Yeah.
With napped cloths, you do get
consistent.
There is an inconsistency to the tables, so that these really are. I don't think it matters what table you're on. White's close to that top pocket again.
Cursed. Kicked in.
It did get kicked in, but when you screw it that close to the pocket, you're asking for
giving it a chance.
Trouble. Yeah, you're giving it a chance.
Yeah.
So an opportunity for Clint to really punish Mark here and build on the lead.
Yeah, so it's just clearing out this yellow just to open up the reds. He won't be bothered about that yellow. He'd have liked it to have finished on the cushion, but he'll be fully committed to this clearance. So
yeah, look to clear the 4 at the top of the table and come on down for the last 3 reds and the black.
Me and Kev mentioned in Clint's previous match that he seems to have just raised his tempo a little bit, Clint, because we know he's quite methodical and he's going to take his time over each shot, but he's definitely sort of just picked up the pace a little bit.
Yeah, the one thing I like, and sort of noticed it the first time I watched him play a few years ago, was that his pace is so consistent in terms of, he may have picked it up for this match or this tournament, but he doesn't rush shots.
Yeah.
But he plays every shot at the same control, and gives every shot the same amount of respect. And you see some players running around the table, and they might play one shot quicker than another. And I just like the rhythm that I think is probably the right way of describing it, that Clint plays with.
That's right, yeah. Yeah. And everybody's got their own rhythm and what works for them.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, whatever works for that individual, but he stays within his rhythm, which I think is very impressive.
You notice that with a lot of the top players, don't you? Ronan's the same. Mark, who Clint's playing now. Neil Raybone, they've all got that just crept in.
Yeah, he left himself a bad angle when he was stretching 2 shots ago, which meant he couldn't get on the one at the top as nicely as he'd like to. So he's had to change his route and pull himself out of trouble with that longer pot. So back up the table for the red at the top now.
Yeah, just wants to leave himself an angle on that one up near the top, which is just checked up off the cushion. It's perfect.
Yeah, probably. He's just got to screw back past that yellow. He may just drop it in and have the red from a bit further distance. If he screws back to try and get straight on the red, then he could go wrong.
Yeah, I thought he was going to play that shot, and now he can just take the black into the left centre, can't he?
Yeah, just stun past it, take all the risk out of that shot. No need to get straight on the red. Those 2 yellows will just be, or the yellow just below the black may cause a little issue.
Yeah.
The gap's not, as you can see this camera angle, he's got plenty of room, but it still needs to play on it.
Yeah.
It's one that could go wrong.
In these sort of situations, I'll try and leave my white. Use the centre of that rail between the middle pocket and bottom pocket, and anywhere there, you guaranteed a shot. It doesn't matter if your white's tucked up on the cushion. You're going to have a relatively easy shot to middle.
Clint's pulling a few faces like he doesn't like the angle, so it's probably not quite natural. He probably wants to play this with a little bit aside to get the angle he wants. It looks fairly natural from here.
Yeah, he looks like he's going to screw it. Oh no, he's going to run this off. Just enough. Yeah, in playing ball, that's why he's left himself where he is. But he could have played it with side, which makes the pot missable. He could have got a better shot at this, but no problems for this man.
Yeah, so that was a finish that didn't go to plan. He's had to reroute halfway through, and he's found a way and increased his lead to 4-1.
Yeah. Just gonna hop foot over to the Ronan McCarthy game and maybe try and get Mark Boyle's result. I'll be back in 1 minute.
So let's see if Clint can get a better break this time. It wasn't a great break last time, although it was a fantastic result for him. Disaster from this time. One of the things with a cut break is you don't go in off, you don't scratch off the break very often. It's a bit more controllable with the white, but that one he didn't quite catch right, and it's sort of sailed into the bottom pocket. So Mark's opportunity to get a frame on the board. It's a pretty good chance on yellows. He's got his free shot, which you can probably bump the yellow off the rail with. the yellows are in open play, and he shouldn't have any problems.
Yeah, so just had a quick look at the results there, and Mark Boyle taking a 4-0 lead against Richie Oliver.
What stage of the tournament's that?
It's either the I think it's the semi.
Yeah.
And in the other half of this pro draw, in the other semi-final, Andy Blurton's got a 2-1 lead against Ronan McCarthy. Ronan just at the table now, so I think that's turned into a bit of a tactical frame. So anybody to guess who'd win that match?
Yeah, Andy's been playing brilliantly this week, and obviously Ronan's a seasoned campaigner and currently number 2 ranked professional. So
yeah. Yeah, I saw something posted on Facebook of a list of rankings from about 15 years ago, and Ronan was up there then.
Yeah.
You know, it's unbelievable, his longevity, and he's really is a solid professional. Good shot that from that.
He would have liked an extra few inches on that one. He's come up short again. He can take the longer pot, so he can take a pot to the top right corner, top left corner. Sorry, change of camera angles as full. No problem there.
I just run into the red here just to get back. I didn't need to. Just roll this through.
So as expected, no mistakes from Mark there. Used his free shot wisely, bumped off his only slightly tricky ball into open play, and it was fairly plain sailing from there. Yeah. So the early mistakes of the first 2 frames have sort of gone. The last 4 have all been finished in one visit.
Yeah. Normal service resumed.
Yeah. So Clint's just popped out the room for a minute and go and pose himself ready for the second half of this match.
Little tactical break there, just
Yeah, I was just saying, he scratched off the break, and it's very rare you see that happen with a cut break. It's a bit more controllable, so you don't seem to lose the white as often.
So the operation of dismantling tables has started over there.
Yeah, the joys of the job for the table technicians. It's a lot of hard work put in by quite a few guys to set these arenas up and get it the tournament ready to go.
Yeah.
And so I expect we'll still be here, and I don't know, quite a few hours time later tonight. Still putting it all away.
Yeah, I was just talking to the lighting, one of the lighting technicians. He's from Sussex area.
Yeah, he's from Eastbourne. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to be here till probably gone midnight, dismantling all this lighting equipment, and then he's got a nice 6-hour drive.
Yeah, I'm in a similar boat myself. Yeah. Got probably a 4.5-hour drive after we finish packing up later tonight. So, can Mark keep the white on the table and get a ball off the break this time?
Yeah, that white's travelling up there, wasn't it?
He's gone very, very close to that same left corner pocket with every break. He's got a good split, but just that one problem on the left-hand side. Reds or yellows, whichever way he chooses to go. I suspect he'd want yellows.
Yeah.
If he takes the yellow to the right middle and just drops it in, he'll leave an angle on the yellow to the left middle to probably disturb that yellow that's causing the problem. The only problem with that shot is there's a chance that you could go into it and knock the red further down the rail and the yellow will stay covered. But he needs to go into it at some point or manufacture a double.
Mm.
So because of saying what I did about him potting it off the left middle and nudging the red down the rail, he's going to use the right middle now, I think.
Mm-mm.
Come off the bottom cushion with a bit of side and try and go into it off the bottom cushion, so you're cannoning the yellow up the table into open play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to take the one to the bottom right.
No, you can do it. It's the same shot
Yeah.
in terms of you're knocking the yellow up the table rather than down the table, and that's
unlucky.
that's unlucky for him.
Yeah,
he's okay.
Yeah.
He played a good shot there. A fraction thicker on that contact and it would have been perfect. But he now needs to pull out a very good pot. But he has got a shot on, so he's got a cut in the middle or a pot to the bottom left. I'm not sure he can see the yellow by the red at the top of the table. He may be able to see it, but it might be too thin. So it's. I suspect it's the one to the middle pocket is going to be his choice, because it's a fairly natural positional shot. He can see the one at the top of the table.
That's turned out okay. Suppose.
I think he can see through the gap of the yellow and the black to pop the yellow over the left middle, or he could drop the one by the black into the left middle. It's his choice from here. Tougher pot if he goes for the one by the black, so I suspect he'll take the yellow by the middle.
Yeah, that should offer him a choice, shouldn't it? If this white's going to come back down.
It's a bit short on this one as well.
Didn't want that clip.
Yeah, he was playing. He's hit that quite. That's come off. He spotted that thicker than he wanted to, because he was trying to miss that red and get on the yellow on the right hand side. So he's finished quite a long way from where he was playing there. He's still got a shot on. He's going to have to take the yellow by the black now.
No. Very unlike Mark Farnsworth.
Yeah, visibly frustrated. Started using his key like a baseball bat after missing that. Not happy with himself, and he was a little bit unlucky when he played to cannon to finish that out of position, but sort of seemed to recover the situation and then came up a bit short again. So he'll be very frustrated.
Great shot.
Yeah, that's a lot better shot than it looked as well. That was a very, very good positional shot. So an opportunity for Clint that he sat in his chair he really wouldn't have expected.
I think here, if you can punch it off two cushions here and leave that one down the rail, then all he has to do is just roll that down the rail, which will give him position on the one to the right centre.
Yeah.
So it's just all about this shot now. Now he's chose to go the other way.
That probably suggests he's going to leave the one that's welded to the left rail as his last ball.
Yeah.
So if he can drop this in now, or he could still go either way, but he could drop this in now, take the red to the right centre, and come across with the red down the rail.
Yeah.
I quite like the shot, the route you said, but I suspect he would have preferred to do that as well, but felt the angle he had at the top wasn't ideal for that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice shot.
The reason I thought he would go the other way around, so red to the right centre first, is that just with the angle he might be leaving on this red. No, I take that back. It should be fine if he just chops this in. He can pop the red and bump on and off the cushion for the black in the centre.
Yeah, we all see the game differently. And
yeah.
There's a few ways he could have gone about that finish.
Yeah, I think but importantly, you have to have a idea of what you want to do, which way you want to go.
I think our idea was better, and that's why we're sat in the commentary box.
Yeah, don't listen to us. No, just watch and learn. Mute us if you want.
Yeah. I'll talk you through it the best we can.
But it is true, every player does see their patterns differently.
Yeah.
But as long as they are seeing clear patterns, and they like, not just potting the obvious ball all the time.
So is that
It's 5-2, yeah. 5-2, but Mark's made a couple of mistakes that will annoy him. He probably feels he should be at least level in this match with the chances he's had. He'll also be a bit frustrated with probably thinks the run of the balls are going against him a fraction. Clint got very lucky in the 3 or 4 frames ago with leaving Mark no shot after a dry break.
So Clint with his cut break again.
He hit that one a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh, and he's come up dry.
Wasn't lucky. Yeah, a couple of reds threatened top right and left centre there, and just hit the jaw. And that's the fractions in this game from winning a frame and losing a frame.
Yeah, so what do you think he's going to take here?
I think reds are more likely.
Yeah.
He's got a couple of little awkward area there near the left centre, but
yeah, I think that area probably clears itself okay. So I think the 2 reds, camera 3 just shows you that the 2 reds plant in the middle.
yes.
So, and then the other one does go past the yellow once the other 2 are out the way. So
Yeah.
he doesn't really need to do create any movement or any cannons. He can just, as long as he sees the route.
It's a big shot. Yeah, he can just screw inside those. That was a good shot.
He's played on the plant, and he's come up an inch short again. He's been just short of position a few times so far in this match.
I think he can. Can you see the?
I think he's okay. I think he can just see enough of it, but it looks tight.
Yeah, I think now if he plays that plant, does he flick that yellow away from the red that it's stuck to?
If he does that, does it then go to the bottom left-hand pocket, or is the yellow that the white's nearly touching stop it from going to? Just trying to think what he could be on.
He chose to flick the red out, which is okay.
Yeah, if we can go back to camera 1, we can see he's actually finished perfectly there. He can just roll through, take the one to the left centre and roll through for the red into the bottom right.
Yeah, imperative he leaves that straight, so
yeah,
so he can roll through for his.
Yeah, he needs to be very straight on this next shot.
Cheese. Yeah,
looks perfect from here.
Yeah, just leave himself a nice angle.
Oh,
horrendous kick.
That was horrible.
Horrendous. I mean,
it's just taken all the pace out of the white. Absolutely killed it.
Yeah. And now because he's going to be cutting this so far, and he's got to put power into it, so the white's going to be running around a bit.
It's a thin cut, but there's still a shot on for him. And there's nothing else in the top half of the table, so if he makes the cut, he should have a shot at the black.
Checking this up with a lot of side. That's a great. Yeah, it's a great recovery.
It was okay. He could control it. I felt he may have been so thin that he couldn't control it, but he's played that brilliantly.
Yeah,
it's a good finish from Mark. He's worked it out very well, and even didn't get too annoyed when he got a bad kick. Accepted it and made a great last shot onto the black. Was fantastic shot of the match so far, especially under pressure of being 5-2 down. It's a great shot.
Yeah. Just see Andy Blurton over at the table at the moment. Get another update on those scores shortly. I think Andy Blurton and Ronan's games, from what I've seen, has been quite a tactical affair up to now.
That white was going not quite as close to the corner pocket as previous, but it's always every break it's gone that way.
Yeah.
But this time he'll be happy. He's got a good split this time.
Yeah.
There's no. He's got a little bit of work, but everything's got open pockets. Everything, there's a finish there.
Yeah, his only awkward one really. He can take up the rail and plant onto the other one. So
yeah,
nothing too difficult. Might even play to stun behind that now. Now he's chose to move it, which is equally as effective.
Yeah, that it really does make it all the more easier now. He needs to be careful and get good position onto the red nearest the black and onto the right corner.
Yeah.
I don't know whether he can do it off this shot or not. He's tried.
Yeah, that's good.
A brilliant shot.
Yeah, he can just run this in now, can't he? And
just shows for that it looked a very good chance. But even there was two balls that were awkward, but not terribly awkward. But he's gone straight after those two.
Yeah,
his two hardest balls first, and they're out the way.
Yeah, just simplified the finish and
made a finish that others may have made look tricky, look easier.
Yeah, he's been so good at this, Mark Farnsworth. He can go behind in matches, and he's got that power to stay mentally strong and fight his way back in. I mean, I know he's come through a lot of close matches this weekend.
Yeah, we were saying it earlier in the weekend that he's been in a lot of close matches this season, and he's come through them.
Yeah, that's another good shot.
And that takes its toll, I guess, as the tournaments go on, the deeper and longer into the weekend you go.
Mm. Yeah, and just let the cue ball do the work here. Nice stun over to drop this black into the right centre. Take himself within one frame.
So back-to-back frames off the break have given Mark some momentum in the match, and we'll close the gap to 5-4.
Yeah. Just going to see if we can get an update on those other scores.
Yeah. So another dry break from Clint. So far in this match, his break hasn't really worked for him. He's not quite getting... And he's got a great split again. But he's not getting that sort of explosion that's getting balls flying to all pockets that we were sort of seeing with, Mark Boyle's gut break last night. And we saw from Clint in earlier rounds yesterday. Given Mark a very good opportunity to get back level.
Mark Boyle, Jason Hill and Table 7, Brian Clark and Bill Parkin, Table 5.
Yeah, I don't know if you could hear Bronwyn there just calling out the semi-final of the amateur draw. That was the game we were just giving you updates on with Mark Boyle. Richie Oliver finished 7-0 to Mr. Boyle. It just seems to get stronger and stronger. And he's just booked himself a semi-final against Jason Hill. And the other semi-final will be Ryan Clark and Phil Parkin. So we could have a repeat of the Mark Boyle and Ryan Clark.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
and I can just tell you the other semi-final of this pro event, Andy Blurton's got a 4-2 advantage in that against Ronan McCarthy. So.
Okay. And a minute ago we saw Mark play a clever little shot using the yellow over the pocket just to potted his ball off that, just to open it up for the red nearest the black. So he wants to try and get the white back to somewhere where it is now, or on the same line of where it is now. And very, very simple job of potting this red and black to go level. And that would be with 3 off the break. Clint's come up dry twice, and Smart's had a break and finish in between. So
Smart's break next as well.
Yeah.
Be careful with that. I thought his shirt was a little bit close to this yellow down here, but
you see it with. I think it's very impressive with Mark, and you see it with a few other players, but you also see it. You can see with other players that don't have it that everything was going. It looked like everything was going against him in the early stages. Clint was playing well. Clint was getting the chances, and there was 1 or 2, things that he would have felt didn't go well for him. With the being snookered after the break, which is still not sure how that happens. But, and he's missed a couple of balls, but he's hung in there. And he's now had 3 chances on the trot, and he's taken them, and all of a sudden he's 5-5. I think in the hands of other players, they could be either match over or on the edge of losing. It's quite impressive to see. He's got great temperament.
Yeah, unbelievable. It was like granite. He's
So for the first time in the match, Mark didn't nearly pop the white into the top left corner, and he nearly potted it into the right centre. So he's living dangerously with that cue ball off the break, but he's given himself another opportunity here.
Yeah, I think he'd like yellows here, but I
don't know whether he's got a yellow first ball, has he?
No, that's right, yeah. So he might be forced into taking reds here.
Reds are okay apart from 1 ball. And that ball isn't too bad because he's got a ball near it that he can either play on it. So the red directly below the white as it is now.
Yeah.
Is his awkward ball if he goes reds. But the red he's next to, he can get on that and then get on that red or move that red. Is how he sees it. So
yeah, you've changed my mind there.
I think
reds do look.
I don't think he needs to push the boat out and go for anything extravagant on yellows. I think there's a finish there for reds.
Yeah.
He might even be able to play that red he's nearest to off the yellow into the middle to open up that pocket for the red. That is the problem. But it's far enough away from the rail, and it would have a bottom left pocket if he wants to, or potentially even left centre if his other red gets cleared first. So definitely think there's definitely think red's are the way.
Yeah. Yeah, if he takes this one into the top left, can he stun back down in between reds and leave himself options there? I don't know if he's got an angle or if he's too straight on it. But,
now looks like he might be eyeing up a 3-ball plant, red onto yellow, and he's going to go yellows. Oh, no, cushion first, then yellow.
Yeah.
Okay, so he does prefer yellows, which is... So his only really bad yellow is the yellow to the top right. But he should get perfect position onto it because there's a yellow next to the right middle as well. And he won't have to move, if he finishes straight, he won't have to move anywhere because of the yellow in the middle of the table. So it looks a bad yellow, but he should make light work of it.
He might just use the red to stop this. No, he didn't. No, he didn't get hold of that red. That's what he was trying to do. He was trying to come off the cushion and just use that red to stop it exactly where he wanted it, and he's come off it thin. And
yeah, I don't know if he's total snooker, but he certainly can't see enough of the yellow to pot it, and he knows he's nowhere really here. To be honest, you know, we're maybe nitpicking, but this is semi-finals of the professional event, and you know, he'll be very, very disappointed with that. You'd have thought that was a fairly routine shot for him. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen a match with Mark where he's made so many sort of unforced errors like this. Well, we are at 5 apiece in the semi-final. And
yeah, 5 apiece, but the momentum's all with him as well. It's amazing how quickly it can then change again.
Yeah. Both players 3 frames away from booking themselves in the final. Do they feel pressure?
I hope so, because I do when I'm playing.
Yeah. I can't really tell off that angle, but no, it doesn't pass the... I was just thinking whether it passed the red, so he could play the one into the right centre, but I don't think he can.
I'm not entirely sure what he's looking at here. I don't see what he can... He's seeing something I'm not, that's for certain.
Yeah. In this situation, he's looking for a way of kicking off a cushion and giving himself a chance of potting something, but it's very difficult.
Yeah,
position.
And if he can't do that, he'll look for can he get the white to an area of the table that would leave Clint a very tricky start, or give him some hope or control, or maybe mess the reds up in some way. But it's not obvious to see how he can do any of the above.
Yeah. Yeah, the difference between Blackball and World Rules in this situation, you'd be looking to put something safe, a deliberate foul, but obviously we can't do that. We tried the double, but that's
a good shot.
Clever, yeah.
He's left the white in a position where Clint's first ball is going to be tricky. So he did find that safe place. I didn't realise he could see that yellow so straight.
Yeah.
I thought he could only see the edge of it.
Yeah. From our angle, it didn't look like he could see much of it. Yeah. So he's left. He's put the pressure on Clint on this shot. This is a big shot.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
Can he cut that back? I think he might be able to cut that back. The white's going to be a bit out of control, but I think he can see enough. Yeah, he's got quite a lot of gap there. He's not looking at that. Or is he looking at the angle the white's going to come off at? I think it'd be very thin, wouldn't it, if he did try the cut back. Yeah. He's gonna, if he plays this thin, he's just gonna have no control over the keeper whatsoever. So it's sort of a do or die shot, really. But I think a shot that he's going to be forced into, really, because
he's just had a look at Clint and said something, and I think he might have said he feels forced into taking this on. I'm not sure.
I've seen a shot where he could play the reverse double and send the white down roughly where he left Clint before.
Yeah.
You know, and then
tricky.
At least if the ball if the ball drops, then he's got a shot to the middle. If it hangs over the bag, he's going to cover the top left area. So I think I'd be tempted to play that sort of shot. As Bronwyn Ward just leaving the building. Excellent service from Bronwyn. Yeah.
And that's come out like a dream for him.
He could not have asked for a better result there, could he?
He's made the cut as you said he could, and also made another ball. Finished a plum on another ball, and with easy position on the next ball, and the black's hanging. So that's the black does pass the red to the left, bottom left. So looks tight on that camera angle, but Mark was behind it and put his hand up to sort of apologise, to say he's had a little touch that it's come out so plumb. But it was the pot deserved it. It was a great shot.
Yeah. Screwing that back. Yeah.
Well, maybe it didn't then, but either way, he's got a fairly routine black to go in the lead.
Yeah. He's played some really good stuff, Mark. To how is it from being 5-2 down, was he?
Yeah, he was 5-2 down, and he's played some. He's made probably three or four errors that you don't really expect from Mark, but he's also not let that affect him, and played some great shots as well, and had a couple of really good finishes to get back in this match.
Mm-hmm.
So it's now Clint's turn to respond.
Yeah, and this break's massive now because if it does come up dry, it gives Mark a chance. The way Mark's playing, he wants to keep him off the hill, really. So this break is huge, and he took a little bit off that. And
his break's not working for him in this match. I'm not sure if he's made a ball off the break. Has he made one ball off the break, I think, in the match?
I don't know.
I think so. I think he might have had a break finish in one of the earlier frames, but other than that, certainly the last 3 or 4 have come up dry.
Yeah, earlier on he was winning frames off Mark's mistakes, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think one of his frames was where he snookered Mark. He came up dry and snookered him on all 14 balls with the black and the jaws, which is very bizarre. He may not have, and then he dished off the next visit. So he may not have had a ball off the break in a match. I can't remember. But
well, I don't think he was going for the red, was he? I think he was going for the yellow, but
well, he hit the red first. He was trying to cut the red. I don't know if he's trying to make both. But reds are his colour. And he's got a tricky finish on. There's plenty of work here.
Yeah, you can play this to the bottom left and develop the other one that it's next to. Like say the one up near the black and the one on the bottom rail are going to be tricky. I think the one on the bottom rail does pass the yellow over the pocket.
Yeah, I think it does.
So yeah, he's played that.
But he still needs to come down and get on it at some point. And obviously he's got the two reds, or the red nearest the black. Those yellows are making it awkward. So yeah, there's plenty of work here. And it was good cannon, but he's finished awkward as well. So he's actually not got. He may have a decent angle to pot the red in the middle of the table and go up towards the yellows, yellow and red together. But he would be hampered queuing.
Mm.
It may be a fraction thin. Difficult to tell.
Both players looking rather relaxed considering the importance of this.
Wants to avoid the yellow.
Yeah, he's not.
That's a brilliant shot. To be honest, that really is really well controlled. So he's played on this bottom one.
Now he's in a great position. He could, if he chooses to, he can play this one along the bottom rail and take his white back up to the bulk line to play that one up into the top right, I think. Sorry, top left.
It'd be interesting, can he pop one to the top left without moving the yellow? Does it go from... Is there a place he can get to pop that? It may not go.
That's not too bad. Yeah.
Does it go from where he is now?
Does the black pass the yellow into the opposite corner? That's
possibly.
Because that'll make it easy if it did. Times like this we could do with one of those overhead cameras.
Yeah.
Dave?
Yeah. Well, camera 3 shows...
More expense.
Camera 3, although it's a nice view of Mark's sponsor's logo, but camera 3 shows that red that we're talking about up to the top left. And
yeah.
It's tight. It's very difficult to see how he gets on that, or if he can get on that.
I think he can... From the position he's in, it looks like he could just play that in and just leave the white where it is.
I think if that was the case, I think he'd have played it already, if I'm honest. I think because it's fairly natural to just drop that in, and he's got the two reds in the middle of the table, and anywhere in the middle of the table, and the black cuts in. So I'm guessing he can't. He thinks he can't from where he is now. It does look very, very tight.
Yeah.
So I think he might be leaving it for last ball. So maybe he thinks there is a spot where he can play it from. But he's going to get a referee because he knows this is going to be very, very tight.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether... I thought he might play the one in the middle of the table first and then play this one. But the black probably doesn't go to the top right, so he needs to play it now.
Yeah, I don't know how he's going to get his
I think he's going to screw off the yellow and try and get the white back somewhere where it is now.
Yeah.
That's what he wants to do.
I don't think that shot's on, to be honest. I think the yellow just below is in the way of that, to come back out. But he might try and slide off it and come on the left-hand side of that final red. I don't know.
I'm a little surprised he doesn't take the one in the middle of the table first and then play it, because he would still screw back for the black off it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he needs to help this in with a bit of bottom left hand side. Now he's twitched in between here.
But if he needs to play it with some side, then he would snooker himself for the final red. So yeah, he's going to play this one first and then come back up for it. Oh, he's come up really short. I think he's too short, is he? Camera 3. Oh, he's definitely short, yeah. He needed another inch on that. So he's now going to have to swerve it as well, I think. Yeah, swerving this is just adding to the difficulty.
He might just try and cover this bag, I don't know. Because he's not going to get any position on the black.
That's a really good lead for him, though.
Oh, God. Well, they say having that better luck, it's swings and roundabouts, because he had a bit of his own bad luck, so...
Yeah. I think he probably knew that he was going to struggle to get on that. I think by calling the referee over, he knew it was always going to be a tough one.
Good shot.
Mel. So he's called Mel back over because he knows he's going to be playing this, and it's going to be he's going to be tight to hitting yellow again.
Oh, is he looking at?
Yeah, I thought he was just going to come one cushion and try and sort of just rest onto the red. He has had a quick look at coming across the other way and maybe potentially potting the red.
Yeah, I think that's why he was calling Mal over, just because it's going to be tight between what he hits first, the yellow or red.
Can he play this 2 cushions and try and rest on the red rather than 1 cushion?
Yeah, I think the jaw might be in the way.
Yeah, I think you might be right.
Just shaved off that. He's got a snooker back. That's a great shot.
Yeah, Mel was right on hand, so didn't look like it on the screen, but I'm sure it did because Mel was right on the spot. That's a great shot from Mark.
I think it's quite easy for Clint to get out of it and to lay another one back.
Question is, do you risk trying to do? Would you come off 1 cushion and just rest on the yellow, or would you try and do more with it and come down the table?
Yeah, I just think keep it simple. Yeah, just like that.
There we go. That's a good shot. No, he hasn't. He's left the gap. There's a gap here.
I don't think he can get enough on it though. I think it's too thin to pop the ball.
I think he can definitely see the red.
Yeah,
Mel's looking. He hasn't called for total snooker, so Mel hasn't been called in to call whether this is a total or not. So I think Mark thinks he can hit this red. When Mark moves, I'm right behind this shot, and quick glance, I think he can pop this.
Me and Simon just doing our meerkat impression.
Yeah. I think he can pop this. That's it. No, he couldn't pot it, but he could hit it. Yeah.
So now I think Clint will be looking to get this white somewhere down the bottom end of the table.
Yeah, he's got to be really careful though with that red now over the pocket and the black in close proximity. He needs to make sure that if he goes for a snooker, it's a good one, because Mark will find a way. And if he hits the red, there's every chance that he will pot it and be on the black. So
yeah,
it's not simple this for Clint by any stretch. He may choose to pot one of the ones at the bottom of the table, maybe the long plant, and then it might be able to get a better snooker from closer to the work at the bottom of the table.
Yeah. I think, you can either play that or the yellow just to the left of the black spot. If you can just play that, basically. No, you're thinking,
Yeah, I think he's probably worried that if he just leaves the white somewhere near the triangle area,
that's right.
You're leaving one cushion potentially. Either left, if he goes too far left, he might be able to put it on the narrow rail, but there's a gap past that yellow, which is what he's looking at now. Or if he leaves it in somewhere near the triangle, he may leave one cushion the other way off the right-hand side. So he's in a tough spot here. Find the safe area. I think he might be taking the pot on.
Yeah, it's clever that, because he's not a total snooker.
Yeah, it's really, really clever. I definitely would never have thought of that shot. That's by leaving it close to that left-hand rail, Mark can see it, but he can't use the left-hand rail to pot it because he's coming from too narrow an angle, and he's used the yellow in the middle of the table to stop him coming one cushion off the right-hand side. So that was a really, really clever shot from Clint.
Yeah.
That took quite a bit of working out, and that's very, very impressed with that.
Yeah, and then doing so now, because he's not total snookered, he could actually potentially move this red and open that bag up. So it's got a double-edged.
Well, Mark he's trying to pot it. He could just come off. He could just roll up to it, but he's going to try and pot this off two cushions.
Oh, that's a great effort. That is a great effort.
Oh,
okay.
That really is a great effort. And it's even more over the pocket now, which makes it even harder. So Clint can't put the white in a similar position because the red will be able to pot.
Yeah.
So he's in a worse spot than he was last time. It wouldn't surprise me. It depends how close to the pocket that red is. He may go for the finish here.
Yeah, I was just about to say, if he plays the either the plant or the one over the bag to make sure he gets the pot. That's
pretty good.
That's
Yeah,
good.
that's very good. He needed the yellow that he was playing to stay in the way of hitting that one cushion. This is a harder shot for Mark than it was previously.
Yeah,
This is
very difficult to.
We just had a bit of punditry from producer Dave, and he's saying, how about the knuckles on the left-hand side? The gap at the top of the table is very, very narrow. But when you're close to the rail, when you play the knuckles, it sometimes hugs the rail up the cushion. So that shot probably is on.
Yeah, or the knuckles from the top right.
Yeah, that might be on as well.
Dave's been watching too much pool.
Yeah.
He's becoming an expert. He's probably watched more than us.
That's for certain.
I don't think that shot's on. What he's looking at there.
Yeah, it's tough from here.
He's looking at those knuckles up there.
Do you think?
Sure he is.
Do you think there's a treble on? Do you think he can go left hand rail, right hand rail? Or do you think it would?
I think the middle pockets in the
pockets
way.
in the way. Yeah. Is he now looking at the top rails, like the top jaws, like you suggested?
Yeah, I think that's what he's looking at.
I think that is his shot. So I think there's more chance of him hitting the black than the red coming from here. Oh, what a shot! Oh, wow! Oh, wow! What a great shot! That's so unlucky.
Especially if that black passes. Sorry, they'd have had perfect position on it.
That's two great escapes he's played there. I'll tell you what, like, last three, that escape from the first snooker was good. The last two have been very, very impressive. And that one, wow.
Yeah,
absolutely wow.
We're being treated to a great display of both sides of the, one snookering and one, getting out. Yeah. That was a great shot.
So is now Clint's on this one? Is he now thinking about being more aggressive and going for the going game? He needs a good angle and run nearest the middle, or a player skill shot of some sort. Oh, I didn't. Yeah. He tried to play. He tried to play a big pocket double.
Yeah.
And it didn't quite make.
Yeah, it was an aggressive shot, and for me, he was in control of that frame where that.
But the way the frame was going, you felt that Mark was going to make it off a couple of cushions sooner rather than later, and he was running out of blockers. I don't mind the shot choice. I don't mind it too much. It depends how big a bag it was. Yeah, obviously it looks bad because it hasn't gone in, but he's trying to win the frame there. So if he makes it, he wins the frame.
Great shot.
Yeah, really well controlled shot from Mark.
Wasn't easy queuing over that. So
yeah, those 2 or 3 great shots he played to get out snookers there have won in that frame.
Yeah. So that takes Mark to the hill, and I think that's 5 straight frames on the bounce for Mark.
Yeah, and with both players leaving the room, is this a good opportunity to get some score updates?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, Andrew's just going to go and get some score updates, and we'll give you those when he's back. We'll pick up commentary then.
So, just while the players are out of the arena, I'll just give you an update on the scores from the other matches going on in the other semi-final of this event between Andy Blurton and Ronan McCarthy. Ronan's was 4-2 behind, and now it's all locked in at 5 each, so tight semi-final going on there. In the 2 semi-final amateur matches, shock horror. Mark Boyle's behind to Jason Hill, 3-1. And Ryan Clark is in front of Phil Parkin, 3 frames to 1 in that one. So still relatively early days in those matches, but yeah.
So have you just updated the scores?
Yeah, I was just saying. Andy Blurt and Rona McCarthy, 5 each.
It's now 6-5 to Ronan. I've now gone and got some technology to help us with scores, so you're doing a lap every time you want to find out.
Okay.
So we've got the updated scores.
Yeah.
So that match is in a similar position to this one. So I would imagine it will be the next match on the stream, and it may not be too long a gap in between. Sometimes when you get to this stage of the tournament, you have to wait for the second semi to finish, but it may only be a 5 to 10 minute gap between semi-final to final, so which is good for all the viewers who are sat there enjoying the afternoon coverage.
Yeah, I think the timing of it's not the best, because Tottenham Hotspur are playing Manchester United. But,
not something I'm too worried about.
No,
Football season's over.
Yeah.
So back to the right middle and left middle. Hasn't stayed out, but he's come up dry. So
Yeah. Yeah, I'd love to have killed this match off.
There's a lot of people out there that play Paul and would think 7-5 up. He's got 3 bites at the cherry to win this match. But the way these guys play, the level they play at, at dry break, next time he touches the table, it could be 7-all. So that's why he was so frustrated with the dry break there. Doesn't want to give Clint any opportunity to get momentum going.
Yeah. Clint hasn't done a great deal wrong to find himself 7-5 down. He started the match really well. Kept Mark off the table. Capitalised on his mistakes.
Yeah, just thinking, fast forwarding through this, the black may become a problem.
I think he's going to move it out with a shot.
If we look at camera 2, we can see...
I think he's going to try and bump it out with a shot.
Yeah, great shot. Yeah, so he's seeing all the way through to the end of the finish. Moves the black, so he's now got one problem at the top of the table. Can he get to that now? Probably not. If he wasn't hampered queuing, I think he would. But the red yellow at the top of the table, they need to be moved. So interesting. I don't know if the 2 in the middle of the table, if either of those go to the top left. Camera 3, it's difficult to tell. I think the outside one probably goes, maybe not the inside one.
Yeah, I think he's going to try and move it with a shot now.
So he's going to try and move the one at the top of the table.
No. Wants that to slow up.
He's okay.
Yeah,
he's
just
okay.
about.
Yeah, he's trying to really punch that in, like a bit like the first shot he played, where he tried to punch in to widen the angle to nudge the black. It was the same thing there. The natural angle of the shot he just played was quite straight, and he's tried to really try and widen it.
Ooh, that just crept in.
So
We got another chance
if we
now.
look at camera 3 again, has he got an angle? It looks just off both ways. I think the right hand one, he's going to go close to cannoning the red that's just below those 2, and I think the left hand one's taking him across to the side rail. So he needs to play a really good shot here to get to that yellow.
Yeah, I think I'd have liked to have. He did try and develop that earlier on, but I think he's going to be forced into leaving it to his last, the penultimate ball to try and develop.
I think he's looking at playing the yellow on the right of the 2, cannoning the red that's loose, and and that going into them. I think, but I think it's a tough shot. You've got to get a really precise cannon. I wonder whether he can get to it from the right hand, the left hand of the 2 yellows, off one cushion, with a bit of top and right hand side. The problem with playing it that way is he could stick on that yellow and leave himself a very tricky next shot. But
Yeah.
he should have a shot down the table.
Yeah, he doesn't need to make a lot of contact on it, does he, to separate them?
Yeah.
Just a glance off it really would do it, but so big shot. Oh, he's well. If he's touching, he's really unlucky.
Yeah, he's just flicked the inside red, which has nudged it slightly closer to the red he was playing. He was able to stay inside that red. That was a really, really well played shot. And if he's got no shot on, he's very, very unlucky. I think he might be touching ball because he looked at Mark and said something. So I'm assuming he said touching ball. Doesn't help him too much, other than it makes it easier if he can find a spot on the table that's safe.
I mean, it's a very difficult shot, but he can play the one into the left centre, come down right, really close to the bottom right pocket, maybe come back up, but I don't know. Or is he?
I think you're right. I think he can definitely pot it. He can definitely pot the yellow in the middle of the table to the left centre, but it doesn't look like he's looked at it yet. I mean, he's unlikely. It's going to be difficult for him to get good position, but
he could play that with a trace of side and come just to the left of the bottom right knuckle and then flick off two cushions and go back up the other side of the table and take the yellow into the other. But it's an extremely difficult shot, but
do you know, I think he might be going really close to the red rather than that wide. I don't know, because it looks like he's looking for the bottom right pocket.
yeah, he did, yeah.
Definitely looks like that, but that looks like it might be tight to see that potting angle, and the positional play on that is incredibly tough. So maybe he's not touching in terms of, maybe he thinks he can, I don't know, Mark kind of walk around to have a look as well.
I like Mark in these situations. He's not looking at the table. He's looking at Clint's body language.
Yeah, just Mel. It's just it's obviously not touching in terms of they're called Mel over, so he's going to play the yellow at the top. So I think Clint thinks he can cut this in. So he's going to be hitting this 100 mile an hour. I think that's what he's saying. I don't think he's. I'd be so surprised if he's just going to brush off it and play some sort of safety. I think he must be thinking of cutting this in.
Yeah. I don't think he's even looked at playing it into the left centre.
No, I don't either. He seems to have looked at the bottom right and cutting this in, and
Maybe it's just because he's going to be careering into the red down here, and leave himself no shot.
But he could play it with a lot of pace, and he might leave himself some sort of shot on the yellow from distance. No, it's just the way he's queuing up at this. It looks like he's playing it safe. I think he might be playing a safety. I can't tell. Oh, he could. He could cut it in.
Oh, look where his little white's landed.
Oh,
that is so unlucky. And
that's horrible.
And he's covered the black bag as well.
He's Chinese snooker and covered the black. So even if he makes an incredible pot from a Chinese, that's really unlucky.
So the only thing he can do is try and drop this in and play the cross double. That's just you know, he's 1,000 to 1 to make this.
I mean, yeah. I think 1,000 to 1's a fairly good shout. I mean,
that's the only opportunity he's got, really.
I think he's more likely to do that than he is to try and do anything funky with the white. Just make the pot.
I think this will go close because he's quite adept at this. Adept at these. Oh, yeah, he's trying to power it in, but
very unlucky there. He was unlucky both shots. Then he played a great shot to get the cannon, and then to weld himself on it and leave take away his control. But still being able to pot it, he was very unlucky.
I think he's going to be snookered again here. I don't think Mark will be going for these.
You could bump the one along the top rail and snooker him.
Yeah, exactly.
Developing an awkward ball as well as getting the snooker.
Yeah. Yeah. I expect Clint to get out of this snooker, but
yeah, I think all Clint can do is try and hit it solid and hope to make something happen. I don't, there's no control off the shot. Just try and catch it solid and hope to make it something happen here. He has. He's gone for it.
Oh dear.
Wow. And that's gone doubly horrible because the yellow's gone to the middle of the top rail as well.
So I don't think he'd be worried about that because I can't see him coming back to the table now.
Yeah.
Mark's just going to move that bad one near the right centre, and he's got no problems really around the table. So huge chance now for Mark to book his place in his second professional final in a row.
Yeah, obviously he won it in Cardiff a couple of months ago.
Yeah. But he deserves everything he gets, doesn't he? You know, he's such a solid match player. You know, when his back's against the wall, he finds it.
Yeah, and it wasn't so long ago in this match he was 5-2 down, and it was looking like it was a struggle, making a couple of mistakes. And the match really has just turned around on him, on Clint, and Mark looks like running away with a 8-5 win.
Yeah, and like you say, he's got that. You know, he can go with these in a number of ways, but he's always got that insurance of that yellow up there. So
yeah, that's it. I mean, even if Clint's yellow had stayed over a pocket or something along those lines, it could have put pressure on Mark through for the finish, just to give Clint some hope. But with the yellow finishing there, it's another roll, and Clint may have been coming back to the table, but he's okay.
Yeah.
He's going to have to play this next shot with a rest.
Yeah, and this isn't ideal. He's got a big margin for error. He can, he can screw it as well. He can screw it up to the top cushion really, and still have a shot. But ideally, he'd like to be somewhere just near the middle bag. It's screwed out that way.
Yeah,
so
he's played that lovely, absolutely perfect now.
Mm-hmm.
He could go either way and either come around two cushions, or might even be able to check it up. Two cushions.
Yeah, a simple run off the cushion now. Good. And that is all she wrote. And well played, Mark Farnsworth. Unlucky, Clint Hansen.
Yeah, there was some great pull in that, a few mistakes, and also some some nudges both ways, creating tension for us there. So great match for us to watch. So Mark goes into the final. He will play the winner of Andy Blurton and Rona McCarthy. And last we saw, it was 6-5 to Andy Blurton. So that's probably...
Was it 6-5 to McCarthy?
Was it 6-5 to McCarthy? I can't remember.
8-5, so.
It's 6. Just check the scores now. It's 6-6 to... no, it's a 6-6 tie. So yeah, they're playing a race to 3 to join Mark in the final, and we will pick up commentary as soon as that match is put on, the final, that is, which will be, depending on the timing of that last match, but probably 20 minutes or so, at a guess. Yeah. So we'll join you then.